Welcome back, Amazing Mamas. Thank you for joining me on The Amazing Mama. I am your host, Marie Benson, and today is episode 17, Visiting Hours. Okay, so this actually speaks on something called people pleasing. All right, and there's no time to waste. Don't do it. Don't people please. As a mom, okay, because now you are like, people pleasing doesn't necessarily, I mean, it does affect you. And if I could go back in time and teach myself how to not people please, I would be a lot more successful earlier on, a lot happier in general. I would be wiser, all right? But there's no time like the present to start. Like, there's always time to turn this around. Okay, but what I want to first specifically speak about is when you are having your little one, when you are you have your little one, right? Newborn baby. You can create those visiting hours. And I will say that it might take a little trial and error. And you're like, what do you mean? Like from child to child? Maybe yes. But think about it. Give yourself the opportunity to think about, like, what do you really want? My programs are all about being your authentic self. Like, that is the key to your happiness, is being authentic. When you are people pleasing, you are literally pleasing everybody else except for you. All right. You're certainly not pleasing God. You're people pleasing. And this is just such an important idea. And this could trigger people. They're like, well, what's wrong with, like there's, you kind of like backfire. Well, I'm doing this because of blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want to hear your reasons why. If you want to continue to people please, go right ahead. You're not hurting my feelings. I'm just letting you know that this is why, like, you have an intuition, not just mama intuition, but you have your own intuition. Just look at my notes here. And you will get more of what you want the more you listen and actually, like, follow through with what your intuition and what you want is. Now, as a mom, you need to be taken care of. Your job is to take care of your little one, and everybody else's job is to take care of you. Like, yes, family is important, okay? Your mom, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, whatever, whoever is coming to see the baby eventually, they will. But this is food for thought. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to think about your options because I am concerned about how you emotionally feel. And I feel like this, like not having boundaries, like it wasn't that bad, but it was enough that it fed into my postpartum depression. It made it worse. You have to think about what you want, okay? And you honestly, it's hard to say until that baby comes oftentimes. But like, if I think about it, I go back and think about it. And if I knew myself better at the time, I didn't really start knowing myself until I had my baby. I'm like, okay, wait, you know what I mean? Like, you just need your authentic self to be successful. So here's what I mean by visiting hours and creating boundaries, okay? Like, first, what do you want? You have to think about that. Without thinking about anybody else, what do you want? What would bring you energy? What would be helpful for you? So for me, like, my daughter was born during COVID. So really no visitors were allowed. And I was like so happy. Because here I am in my most vulnerable state after just having a baby. All right. I know some people come out looking like models and all that stuff. And I would not say that was true for me. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of birth you have, what kind of a labor experience. You have just carried like 9 months. You know what I mean? It's not going away like that. It can go away, but not that. And you're tired and whatever, and you're trying to figure things out for yourself because you don't want anybody else raising your child. You want to, you are someone who's in charge and you want to do it your way, but you have to figure out what you even want. But anyways, so visiting hours. I was happy that no one could really come. There was I think I had one visitor. It just worked out that way. It was my mom, I think. Maybe my dad. No, not even my dad. He missed visiting hours. That was the thing. I felt bad. But anyways, yeah, but that's it. And I'm really happy for that. And then, okay, forget the hospital. what's going to happen when you come home? Well, I wanted like a week to myself with the baby and my husband, right? I took that time. Some people think that's nuts. But again, like I'm trying to figure out breastfeeding. I'm trying to figure out what am I wearing now postpartum? What makes me feel comfortable? Like, can I get myself to put on some makeup or comb my hair, whatever? Am I okay with people seeing my hair messy? Like I had some things to work through. So it was like a full week before I really let anybody come visit. And even that was limited. But again, it was because of like the pandemic. Okay. But I felt like, oh my gosh, that brought me a lot of joy and comfort. And I don't have to explain myself. That's just what works for me. It's kind of like your favorite food. Like, why is that favorite food your favorite food? Okay, yeah, you're like, it tastes good. But why does it taste good? Because my taste buds. But like, why do your taste buds respond well to these certain foods? I mean, I'm sure there's a science behind it, but like, because it's you. It's just you. You're unique. You're individual. You have an authenticity that is unique, and you should honor that. The other thing is like, what's your rule? What are you going to be about? Like, how are you going to be about holding the baby? Maybe you don't want to pass your baby around. You don't have to. Again, everybody, you have one job, and that's to take care of that little one. Everybody else's job should be to take care of you. And this, again, might trigger people. I might lose people on this, but you'll see, okay, if you haven't seen it already. And if you like people touching your baby, carrying your baby, passing the baby around, then that's okay for you. I'm saying that's okay, but maybe you're not. I'm saying that's okay too. You decide your visiting hours, what it looks like, and what you need. Sometimes people need direction. Like, okay, sometimes telling people, like, you know what would really help? If you could help me do laundry. Okay, especially if it's C-section, you can't carry that. You're not doing that. You know what would really help is if you brought food. Like, not just cook, because in your mind you're thinking you don't really trust anybody's cooking, but I would like you to order this. Bring me this kind of sandwich. Bring me this kind of chicken. Bring me whatever. Give people an option. But for me, what took energy was people coming to my house thinking that I should serve them, that I was going to be the host. Now that also took me like time. Like I realized that was kind of on me because I was having a hard time not hosting, but I had to let that go. Next time around, you come to my house. Yes, I want you to meet the baby, but like, especially in the newborn stage, I need your help. And your emotional state needs it. And again, maybe your emotional state doesn't need it, but for me, and maybe you're someone like me who needs it. But it looks different for people. What you need is different from person to person. And really, what I want to say too is about these visiting hours is like, stay in your lane. Don't compare yourself to, like, hey, what do you do? What did you do? I mean, maybe you do, but stay in your lane and think about what is true for you, authentic for you. And just create your own rules for when people come to visit the baby. And if you're expecting mom, think about what you might want now. It might change, but what I'm encouraging you to do, what won't change, is that gut feeling of what you want. Like how your body alerts you to that. It wants something different. It doesn't want the norm. Have the courage to lean into your authentic self and your authentic feelings. When you can do that, people they're either going to listen to you or go away. They're not going to go away. If they are, that they'll get over it and they'll come back. Your baby's cute. They'll come back. But this is all about what does your postpartum care look like? You curate it. Like, people can't really do it themselves. Not always. You can't rely on other people to make you happy and take care of you. You can delegate, though, and tell them what you want it to look like, right? So do it. All right? You take control, mamas. You've got what it takes. Take a deep breath. Listening to your mama and intuition can be hard. Listening to your authentic self, letting your authentic self, like own your authentic self, can be difficult at first, but it only gets better the more you practice it. Thanks for listening, ladies. I'll see you soon.